Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Just coming back again with another video. Just more information, just, bringing out things that obviously highlight how true the scriptures are. The scriptures cannot be denied. Right, but before I get started, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to unto Yahweh Shemel Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful act. Alright, and Kwam Yasha'Allah. So, man, diet is important, right? And the scriptures, it tells you your diet. And there are consequences for you not following the Lord's dietary law, man. And even though we know the heathen, they can eat anything they want, but at the end of the day, they still suffer too, man, for not following the laws. Remember, it says all ways of the Lord are judgment. So this is judgment, what you see right here. And it doesn't matter who you are, what sect you're from. There's always a consequence. And there's also repercussions for not following the Lord's divine law, man. It doesn't matter who you are. So it says, pig of a meal, more than 700 tapeworms found in a man's brain and chest after he ate undercooked pork. Now, I just want to say this before I get started. Pork in this society is heavily pushed, especially amongst the tribes. And you tribes, you love pork. You love pork. You 2/3, man. You love bacon, you love pork chops, baby back ribs, pulled pork, salami, you name it. And it's heavily pushed in the society, man. You got to put bacon on everything. I'll give one little testament, man. I remember I had a little potluck at my workplace, or the company had a potluck, and you had to bring something in. And one of my bonehead co-workers, they decided to bring a Caesar salad. So, obviously I go in there prayerfully, not, because you have to be circumspect what these people put on their food. And the one lady, which was an Edomite, she brought a Caesar salad, and it looked delicious from looking at it when you're far off. I'm like, wow, that looks like a good salad, because she got the good leaves, the good lettuce that you're supposed to use. She got the onions, she had the dressing. She had the croutons, little olives. It looked good. So, but when I go up, there's fucking bacon bits in it, man. Dog food, right? And then I looked on the other side of the table. My boss, he brings some lasagna with fucking pepperoni on it, man. And then my coworker, he looked at me strange too, who I work with, right? And he's like, yo, who the fuck puts pepperoni on lasagna? And I knew that was a spirit, that was demons right there. That was Satan, man. That was fucking Satan. And I've never seen some shit like that before. But that just goes to show you how pork is heavily pushed in the society, man. Okay? So you got double cheeseburgers with bacon on it. Okay, you got pork rib sandwiches. The list goes on. So now this Moabite, which I'm going to read, this guy had 700 tapeworms in his body, his brain and his chest, because he ate undercooked pork. Now, before I start, let me get a precept. Psalms chapter 108, verse 9. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Over Philistia will I triumph. He's a washpot. And Moab, they're good with pots, pans, and China. That's why they call it China. Cutlery. Pots. They like to cook. And while they like to cook, they do a lot of abominable things while they're cooking. Okay? But in the kingdom, when you start cooking Moab, you ain't going to cook anything abominable. Because you like doing laundry. You like opening up laundry marts. Right? You like opening up convenience stores. Okay? Like open up those restaurants. You're really good at it. You can cook things up. But in our kingdom, when you get put in that position as a washpot, you ain't going to do anything abominable, man. And guess what? If you try to, we gonna be on your ass, man. We gonna beat you, correct you, man, and show you how it's done. Now let's get the word wash pot, right? Okay. Oh, we'll get in the Hebrew here. Right. Rakat. Right, that's what it is. Rakat. Right. And you know, when you look at the word, it kind of reminds you of ratchet. You know, but anyway, I'm just thinking. I was just looking at the word, but it says washing. It says a bath, wash pot. Okay, washing pots. So that's Moab. So it's no surprise to me when you see a Moabite here getting infested with 700 tapeworms. Now it says doctors were left stunned when they examined a scan showing their patient's brain and chest was riddled with more than 700 worms. 700 worms, and you know 700 is a worm or number 7. It's a form of completion, right? So this guy got a complete infestation, man. Now you can't tell me that's not judgment from Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, because these are divine numbers. Alright? That's judgment. Okay? And you know what? You people out here that like to eat pork, I hope those pork, that food, it eats you from the inside out, man. I hope you die. Okay? Just like how this guy died. It says Zhu Zhangfa 43 is believed to have ingested eggs of the parasite Tania solium, better known as the pork tapeworm, which then hatched en masse. So let's take a look at that worm. Right? Let's Google that. Oh, look, computers. That's why we got computers. Google. Right? This is what it looks like. Right? That's what it looks like. Tapeworm. Right? Tapeworm. It's disgusting. Look at that. That's what's going in your body. You people are loving it. So, it says better known as the pork tapeworm, which then hatched en masse. So it was a mass hatching, man. That's judgment. The man's brain showed a colony of the creepy worms, which would explain his fits and passing out. And that's what you call pork on the brain. Okay? And that's why a lot of you people, you're bugging out. Now, this is an extreme case because he ended up dying. But the reason why you people are fighting over Popeye sandwiches, fighting over burgers, being so gluttonous, you can't control your appetite, you can't fast, you can't hit the gym, right? I'm not saying you need to hit the gym all the time, because I find the gym is kind of weird and gay. A lot of weirdos in there, but anyway, and it's very vain. But if you got to do what you got to do, if you need to stay in shape, you're gonna go there, hit the weights, whatever. But that's why these people are so bugged out, man. It's because they eat a lot of pork, and a lot of those foods, they carry demons, and they also, and you know, obviously, those demons, they take forms of diseases. So you may see a person just walking by, you might throw a fit. Usually that's because of his diet, man. And it's not just pork. You have other things that people are ingesting out here. You know, chemicals from the artificial foods that they eat, like McDonald's, Domino's Pizza, which also has pork in its crust. Drinking soda. So you people are all bugged out because you're on a low vibration, man. And that's why you cause fits. Okay, and real soon you're going to pass out. Okay, so this is a scan of the patient's chest. Shows the worms were everywhere. Look at that. All over his chest. There, here, in here, there. Look at that, man. That's a worm. The construction worker was treated in Hangzhou, capital of Zhejiang province in East China, is likely to have contracted the nightmares infestation after eating half-cooked pork. And you know, it doesn't matter. Oh, you know, a lot of people are saying, oh, you see, that's the reason why he died, because it wasn't cooked. Well, no. You're not supposed to even touch pork. Whether it's fully cooked or uncooked, you're not even supposed to ingest that shit. And you're not even supposed to be around it. That's what our law says. And by the way, our laws, the laws that we have, it's all about it's ethical, okay? And it's all about ethics, and it's all about having etiquette, man. And that's why the Lord, he gave us these laws, man. And this is what you see right here is all from bad ethics, man. Not being ethical, not being ethically sound. So a majority of you people out here, you have bad ethics, man. Okay? Religiously, whatever, if you want to use that term. Okay? You know, you have bad spiritual ethics. That's the term I want to use. So let's get the law. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 8. Oh, another number 14. That's a divine number again. Right? 14. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Yeah, so it has a clean feature, which is the divided hoof, but it doesn't chew the cud. So that means it's unclean. Okay? You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. You shall not eat of their flesh and touch their dead carcass. And you know, we go off on that. And I'm not talking about eating the flesh. I'm talking about being around it. Because everything in this society, it has pork in it. The candy wrappers that you touch, the candy in the foods that you might not know about, the bread has fucking pork in it. Right? Certain burger buns have pork in it. Okay, the casings for certain things that you use, whether it be in certain plastics or certain things that you use to wrap things in, that has pork in it. The soap has pork in it, shampoos. You know, so you really can't escape it, and it's really through the graces and you know, through the Lord's loving kindness that you know, we're not dead. You know, we're still filthy, but you know, the Lord, he still pities us, so you know, he'll cut us some slack, which he has been doing. You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. So you're not even supposed to be around a dead pig. Alright, yet alone eat it. So let's go here, let's see. Alright, so initially he went to the doctor after suffering from regular seizures, foaming at the mouth, and also fainting seemingly at random over the past few weeks. It looked like he had rabies. You know, and I just want to say, man, a lot of you people, you act like animals. You act like a dog with rabies. Because a lot of you people, a majority of the people that I encounter, you have fucking bad breath. Your breath smells like dog breath. And you know what that means? It's you know what that means? It means you eat swine. A lot of pork eaters, their breath stinks. All right, and you know, a funny thing I find with food handling in this society, because I took a food handling course. You know, the lady, she's like, oh, you must never touch raw meat. Doesn't matter if it's pork. You got to wash your hands first. But I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. That's completely asinine. You wash your hands before you eat swine, or you prepare swine in an unclean food. So you're dirty. You're dirty already. It doesn't make fucking sense. You know, this place is fucking backwards. You people are so stupid, man. You wash your hands before you eat swine. You people are stupid, man. Really, just think about that, man. You wash your hands before you eat swine. You people are stupid, right? And you people deserve everything that you're going to get from this up-and-coming destruction, man. Retarded, man. Okay, in a bid to find out what was causing these symptoms, Dr. Huang Zhirong from the affiliated hospital of Zhejiang University School of Medicine ordered brain MRIs. They revealed Mr. Zhu's brain and chest were riddled with cysts of the pork tapeworm. It was thought the larvae entered into Mr. Zhu's body from his digestive system and made their way to his head via his bloodstream. Feeding on his brain, reports said. Dr. Hong said he not only had numerous space-occupying lesions in his brain, he also had cysts in his lungs and his chest muscles. Different patients responded differently to the infection depending on where the parasites occupy. In this case, he had seizures and lost consciousness, but others with cysts in their lungs might cough a lot. We killed the larvae using anti-parasitic drugs and prescribed medication to protect his organs and reduce any side effects brought on by the treatment. Dr. Hung added, Phase 1 of the treatment has now concluded after a successful week. Now we'll run further tests. It is still unclear whether Mr. Zhu will suffer any long-term effects from the tapeworm infection. Earlier in the year, we reported on a teenager died after tapeworms burrowed into his brain. So I'm sorry. I actually got that messed up. The guy, he didn't actually, I don't think he died, but it was a teenager that died. I actually read that incorrectly. But still, you can die by this infestation if it's not treated. Okay, but it can have long-term effects because you had worms eating out his brain, man, and eating out his lungs. So he's gonna feel that. All right, but there are cases where people dying, after tapeworms getting burrowed into their brain. Right, so let me get a scripture here. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Yasha'Allah eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Right, let's look up that word defiled. Defiled. Right, Tama, right, that's the word Tama. And it says unclean, impure, ethically and religiously, ritually of places. Yeah, man. That's another way your food is unclean, because a lot of these foods that you eat, they're sacrificed onto these idols of the different nations, man. That's why if you go to for example, we have in Toronto, we have all sorts of places where you can get food. You can go to an Indian restaurant. You can go to a Caribbean restaurant where they have the Indian influence. And when you go to those places, they have Elam, he'll have their shrine. They'll have their shrines up, and they're selling their doubles, their dal pilori, okay, their rotis, curry chicken, or chicken curry, how they like to term it, okay. All that's defiled just by you eating it. Even though chicken's a clean food, it's still defiled because it's offered up onto their idols. All right, so you also have to take that into mind, because ethically and religiously it's unclean. Now, when you look at the word ethics here, the word ethics. Let's get the word ethically.
Ethically.
In a way that relates to moral principles. To be spiritual may be interpreted both ethically and religiously. In a morally good and correct manner. Okay, so the food that we get is not morally correct. It's not morally good, and it's not prepared in the correct manner. Right? You shouldn't be frying chicken. And we shouldn't be eating fried foods. Okay, fried foods, but you can't escape it because everything's fried. You have things like fried donuts. Let's look at fried donuts, man. You'll be bugged out. Fried donuts. Fried donuts. What do you got? Imitation lobster. Look at that, imitation lobster. Look at this shit. People eat this shit, man. Imitation lobster. Imitation. That means it's artificial. Is that ethical? Right? That's not ethical. So you know what that means? You can tell a lot by a person's diet. When you go into a grocery store and you see people load up on things like this, donuts, chocolate milk, right? Pork, bacon, baby back ribs, especially the nigger woman, man. Spick woman too. Right? When you see that shit, it shows you they're not ethical. They don't have any ethical morals. Right? And they're terrible. Now I'm going to be honest with you, back in the world, yeah, sure, I did that. I ate imitation foods, but I didn't know any better. Right? I didn't know any better. These people, they know what they're eating. A lot of these people, they know that the food's bad for them, but they still choose to do it. Right? And the only reason why I came out of that is really through the grace and the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. And you brothers that are in the faith, you can give that testament, man. You look at this, you're like, God damn, I can't believe I ate that shit. All right. So, all right. So let's get the word here. All right. Ritually. Yeah. Oh yeah. Rituals, man. They put rituals over this. A lot of satanic stuff goes behind the food. Like that movie, The Kinsman, the second one. They showed you that you're eating human meat in your burgers. Burgers and fringes. Have fun. Yeah, so you're gonna have fun eating human meat. How about that? Right? These people like McDonald's, they put people in the food. That's a cannibalistic ritual right there. They grind up little kids, they put aborted fetuses. You know, and the information's out there. You don't have to believe me. You can go read the articles. Since you people are about so-called facts, right? You like peer-reviewed articles. Why don't you go read that? Right? You can go look it up yourself. So now when you look, I think I had the word here, ritual, ethically. All right. Let's see. I think I looked it up. Oh yeah, I looked it up as hold on. You know what, Salaki, never mind, man. Maybe it'll come back to me. But I'm gonna get another scripture here. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16 verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? And you know, victuals, it goes back into provisions, right? When you look at the word victual, provisions, okay, and when you look at the word provisions here, it says a providing beforehand, action of arranging in advance. And that's another reason why we have grain reserves in Canada, or in certain countries. Well, first world countries, they usually have grain reserves, so they store up grains for a certain amount of years, so a famine doesn't break out. And you know where they got that. They got that from Israel, right? They got that from our forefather Joseph, right? Which he got the dream, the vision from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, telling you Egyptians what to do. And you know, you can thank our people for that. We created that, all right? The father of the tribe of Ephraim, okay, the northern kingdom, he created that, all right? Joseph, okay? And then that's why the scripture says Jacob is the form of all things, man. Okay, so we started that concept of provisions. And you heathens, man, you think you're so smart, but you're just dumb. Okay, dumb. So it says precaution, care, a foreseeing foresight, and you think that you're in a good case because you think that having victuals is looking ahead. You know, it's cheap. It's cheap. Oh, nothing's wrong with our economy. We're in a good case. That's why you have the dollar menu. You got a McDouble that costs maybe $1, $1.50, $2. Right? You got Toonie Tuesday, which it's no longer Toonie Tuesday. It's like $3.99 now. But you get my point. You got the dollar store, Dollarama, Dollar Tree, which Dollar Tree, everything's $1.25 in the store. Right? You got Payless. Well, they don't have Payless anymore. You got thrift stores. So you think you're in a good case. But going back to food, because food is so cheap, you think that nothing bad is going to happen. But really, these cheap foods, it's these victuals, I mean, which are cheap foods, they're really junk foods. And they have low nutrition. They're of low nutritional value. And they're not really good for you. So are these really provisions? Are they really going to keep you in a good case? No, they're not. But you people are deluded. You think that because you got junk food, that no evils are going to come upon you. Okay, but the scriptures say that evils will grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And we're living in those times, man. That's why the chip is going to come. And when you don't get your victuals, you're going to take that chip. You're going to take the chip. And guess what? You're gonna you're gonna do whatever it takes to get fed, man. You're gonna sell your own baby. You're gonna sell your own mom. All right, just so you can get those victuals, just so you can get a piece of bacon on your burger, man. So, anyways, I kind of went over. So until next time, I hope this was edifying. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. And also double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that I learned this truth from. And peace and salutations on to the hopeful elect. Kwam Yasha'Allah and a Baba Ball, man. Shalom. And eat healthy.